I'm Jeff Matlow. Welcome to the best leadership podcast ever. My name is Jeff Matlow. I'm a three-time entrepreneur, a public speaker, and an author. I believe that self-doubt is the enemy of growth. I've been there. I know the feeling. What I do is guide and empower female executives and growth stage entrepreneurs to conquer that enemy and turn them into rock star transformational leaders. This podcast and everything I do is focused on inspiring people to be better leaders. And today, what I want to talk about are all the people we take for granted. And it actually starts with the car you own. Let's say it's a BMW, just for the sake of conversation. Here's the thing. Your BMW isn't really a BMW. You see, an average gas-powered car has about 30,000 parts. Those parts come from about 4,000 different vendors. The manufacturer of your car, whatever brand of car it is, they only create a very small amount of those 30,000 parts. Their job is less manufacturing and more about assembling all the parts together in the correct way. If we were going to put this in IKEA terms, which I'm about to do, the car company is less like IKEA the store and more like an IKEA furniture assembler, assuming, of course, that your furniture has 30,000 parts and weighs 2 tons. This fact actually impacts your wallet in a few ways. For instance, when you bring your car into service, your car dealer's service department is probably touting that they use genuine parts for repair. The implication is that these so-called genuine parts are from the car manufacturer. Well, that, my friend, is a whole bunch of baloney balls. Genuine parts are actually the same exact third-party vendor parts that were used in your car in the first place. Except the vendor's logo may have been stamped on the part in order to justify the genuine name. We simply take for granted that our car parts come from the car manufacturer, but they don't. Heck, the battery alone may require 8 different vendors to create it. Isn't it interesting how we take for granted that the car manufacturer is actually the car manufacturer? Yeah, I thought so too. Which brings me to ancient Egypt. I'm sure you've heard of the Great Pyramids of Giza. Actually, if I were going to be truthful with you, which I'm going to be, I'm really fascinated by the pyramids. And I could probably talk on forever about their architecture and astronomy and aliens until you thwack me upside the face to shut up. But that's an entirely different kettle of corn that we're not going to eat today. As you probably know, each of the 3 pyramids in Giza was named after the pharaoh who built it. But the truth is that none of the pharaohs actually built the pyramids. You know this, I know this, but we still take it for granted in the same way we take for granted that Steve Jobs gets credit for building the iPhone, though we all know he only played an infinitesimal part in the work hours needed to create the darn thing. The pyramids, and the iPhone for that matter, were built on the backs of thousands of paid laborers. And no, slaves did not build the pyramids, or the iPhone as far as I know. None of those pyramid laborers get any credit. There are no names that have been etched in history to celebrate their efforts. They're just nameless, faceless, unsung heroes who happen to change the world one multi-ton stone at a time. And we've taken them all for granted. Oh, and guess what? Rihanna doesn't write most of her songs. Same with Whitney Houston. They mostly just sang songs that were written by other people. So when you go on about how much you love that Rihanna or Whitney song, it's like saying, I love BMWs, when most of what makes up what you love is not actually from BMW, or Whitney, or Rihanna. Now, I'm not saying Rihanna, Whitney, and the car companies shouldn't get credit for what they do. They absolutely should. I'm just saying that there's a whole network of others that we take for granted who are critical in enabling the superstars to actually be superstars. A recent survey found that 79% of employees feel like they're being taken advantage of by their managers. 79%. 1/3 of employees say they rarely or never receive praise from their manager, and 75% say they don't receive praise from even their colleagues. In fact, the single most popular reason why people quit jobs is because of a lack of gratitude in the workplace. The reality, though, is that innovation happens in the daily grind. Companies grow and businesses transform because of the work done by the faceless masses, the same ones who feel like they're being taken advantage of. It's that lowly finance manager who somehow stumbles on a simple solution to save money, and by doing so, catapults the company's growth. Or it's the warehouse worker who decides to rearrange the inventory, and by doing that, he dramatically improves operational efficiency and customer support. Similarly, there are nearly 150,000 people who work at BMW to bring each car from the factory to the streets. Without those people, there isn't a car company. And without 4,000 vendors, there isn't a car. Those are the people we take for granted, and that's my point. Listen, we love the heroes. I love the heroes. I get it. We adore superstars who are soaring high above us mere mortals. We put people like Steve Jobs and Elon Musk and Henry Ford on these big pedestals of celebrity, but we take for granted the masses of shoulders on which the celebrities have to stand. You see, the real superstars are the people who do the work day in and day out to build the product, to design the ad, to write the song, and to keep the company moving forward. They aren't always glamorous. They aren't always even looking for fame or stardom. They just keep showing up and moving forward one day after another. Because true progress happens where status quo is the status quo. The spotlight rarely shines on the worker who stays late to perfect a process or the employee who goes the extra mile to make sure the customer is satisfied. There's rarely a thank you. It's just called work. So maybe it's time to take a moment today and appreciate somebody who never gets the recognition of the spotlight. Let them know that what they do means something, not just for your company, but for your customers and for the world. Sure, their contributions may not make headlines, but their efforts bring change. And their name may not be celebrated in the headlines of history any more than those pyramid builders, but their daily dedication and downright resilience are the real engine that drives our world forward. So let's not take them for granted. I hope this message resonates with you. If you have any comments or want to talk about it, or if there's any way I can be of assistance, reach out to me at bytitleonly.com. If you like this, please give us 5 stars. It really helps. Click subscribe so you don't miss an episode. My name's Jeff Matlow. This is the best leadership podcast ever. I appreciate you, my friend. We'll talk to you next time.